Hey guys, welcome back to Stuff Steve Likes, and forgive the view, but I wanted to just show you how I change bass strings. And to you musician guys, this is just to show you how I do it. To you non-musicians, maybe you've never seen anybody change strings before, so this will be interesting. And for some reason, Chewy's wanting to hang out with me here today, so I guess we'll let him do that. But basically what I have is my bass, is my Ken Smith White Tiger, and this is a little prop. It's a little neck prop that folds up like this, and this is made by D'Addario. It's Planet Waves, but D'Addario owns Planet Waves, and that just keeps the neck up and safe there. And what I'm going to do is get my little string tool here. This is the D'Addario string winder, Planet Waves D'Addario string winder, and it has the string cutter on it here, this little guy, and then this is the winder here, and this helps you wind the strings faster. So anyway, so that's the tool that I use. Let's go ahead and grab some strings, and I'll be using these Ken Smith strings. These are burners, nickel-plated steel. Let's see if you can see that here. So these are the ones, and this is the medium set. This is the medium set of burners here, and Gandalf and Winslow are going to get in on the action too. They're probably wondering what I'm doing. Anyway, so these are burners here. Okay, Gandalf, thank you. All right, thank you for your cooperation. All right, so these are the burners. This is a 130 through 30, and these are called a taper core. These three, the B, the E, and the A string are tapered, and then the other three are not. So these work really well with this particular bass. You know, everybody has a different preference, but essentially what I do is I'll take all the strings off, just kind of loosen them all up, and you can see how this string winder makes a huge difference in speed. It keeps you from wearing out your hands. I'll just set the old strings aside. And this bridge is really nice because it just basically has these little slots that the strings go in, so you don't have to pull them all the way through. That's why I really like this bridge on this bass. And these principles work for really any bass. It could be a Fender, it could be an Ibanez, it could be a Federa, whatever you have. It'll work for you. I'm just going to loosen all these up. And if you're doing it on the floor, I recommend to do it on carpeting like this. It just keeps the instrument from getting scratched up. Or if you do it on a countertop, what I do is I lay a towel, just a bath towel down, clean one of course, and then it'll keep it from sliding around and all that. There are companies that sell mats. There are companies that sell these kind of rubberized mats that you can use as well. And if you want to put the money into that, you can, but you know, just a towel works fine. So I'm just getting all the strings off here. And now my dogs want to play. And so if you hear any growling in the background, it is a good growl, not a bad growl, just FYI. And to keep these from going all over the place, what I do is I grab them all up and I just kind of give them a couple of wraps like this, like that, just to keep them from getting unraveled and all over the place. And then the other thing that I do is I save these. Say I haven't broken a string forever, but if it happens, I've got an extra set, and then I don't have to bust open a new pack. I can just use one of the old ones to get through the gig if I need to. And usually what I'll do is I'll just inspect the fingerboard here just to make sure it's clean. It's clean. There's no residue or anything. If there is, I'll go ahead and grab a cloth and wipe it down. We're in the kind of humid time of the summer, so I'm not going to do it this time but sometimes I put lemon oil on the fingerboard. Lemon oil just keeps it moisturized, it keeps from drying out and so forth. But we're in August here in Texas, so it's plenty humid. I'm not going to mess with that. And just two things: it doesn't need it, and second thing, for the sake of the length of the video. But for some reason, I always string low string to high string, and you can do it however you want. But so I'm going to grab them out, and they're usually in reverse order, so that's high to low. So I'll go like this. And kind of be careful when you're unraveling these; they can whack you in the face if you're not careful. So, and just string it through. It'll catch on the end here, and bring it up through the nut. This is called the nut. This is called the bridge. If you've never paid attention to what the parts of the bass are or a guitar. And then what I usually do is I go 2. So this is the B string. So I'll go 1, 2. And then I'll go a little bit past that. That's how long I cut it. And there's no rhyme or reason to that, other than that's what I've always found has worked. And so feed it in, bend it over, and then just start raveling it up. And just make sure that the ball end down here stays seated, which it is. And I keep tension by doing this. You can see how I've got my index finger pushing down and then my other 3 fingers pulling up, if that makes sense, like that. Or some people use their thumb and then pinch like that. But you just want to keep a little bit of tension on the string. And you always want to go from top to bottom on the string. I'll pull this up here. Let's see if you can see that. But the string wind, you always want it toward the bottom. There we go, that's a good view. But see how it raveled, it got wound down, and so it kind of cascades down. So you want the string to end up with as much break angle as possible. And that's what we've got there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that with each string. These little guys, this leftover string, that is like a needle. That is super sharp. Make sure you don't leave those hanging around. If somebody steps on one of those, it could really, you could really hurt them. So make sure you do clean up. Okay, we'll do the next one here. And again, I'm going to go about the distance of 2.5 pegs. Cut it. That's why I love this. That's why I love this tool so much. It has the cutter on it. You don't have to have an extra set of clippers or anything. It does everything with the one tool. And again, we're just going to wind it. And again, pushing down with my index finger like this and holding up with these fingers to keep the tension on it. There we go. Next one. And I've done this so many times, you can see it's a very fast process. But I've restrung literally thousands of guitars and basses in my day, so don't be intimidated. Once you do it a few times, you'll get really good at it. It's just a matter of practice, like anything else. And just keep going. And the other thing also that you want to make sure of is that you're winding to the inside of the peg head. See how the strings are going pointed this way? You don't want to wind them where the string ends up out here. Do you see what I'm saying? You want them to wind to the inside. You always want the string to point this way. All right? So there you go. What's up, Chewy? Come here. Come here, Chewy. Okay. You wanted to hang out at the beginning? You don't want to hang out anymore? All right. Whatever. Dog's hurting my feelings right now. Anyway. Okay. So do the next one, and again, you just cut roughly about 2.5 pegs behind it, and that's just an estimate. I would say it's roughly, maybe 5 to 6 inches. You just want to have enough material. You want to have enough string to get, maybe 2.5 to 4 wraps around the peg. So just keep going. wrapping like that. Next one. There you are, Chewy. What's up, buddy? Careful of those strings. Those are sharp. Those are sharp. Okay. Yeah, the ends on these strings can just be like a hypodermic needle. They're very dangerous, so make sure you don't have them around when the kids or the dogs are around. I've seen some people where they take these and then they start wrapping them around. Don't do that, because then the string ends up twisted. The string wants to lay a certain way, and if you start doing that, the string will actually crimp and twist this way, and it doesn't turn out very well. They end up not tuning up correctly, and the intonation is off, and all that. So make sure you're winding from the top. Yeah, just make sure you're winding them on and not twisting them around. That's never worked out. I've tried it and didn't end up very well. So, okay, and the last one, and of course, this is a 6-string bass. So if you have a 4-string, you're gonna exert a lot less energy doing this. But you're just sticking the string in, bending it, and you can see each one I'm doing, I'm using my index finger to push down. And that's kind of the trick that I've found works really well. Okay. And there's the high C string. So we've got all 6 strings on it now. And take a look at the peg head and see how they're all pointed to the inside. The right side is they're cascading to the left. The left side is cascading to the right, just like that. And see how each one has about the same number of winds. You're looking for about 2.5 to 4 winds. You don't want to get too much clumped up, but you also don't want just like half a wind. You kind of want to find that sweet spot. So that's how it's supposed to look. And then down here at the bridge, you can see all these are seated properly, and they're all laying over the bridge saddles. Okay. And then what I do is I'll grab my tuner, which I don't have on me right now, but okay, so I'll tune it up, and then just tuning it by ear here. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of give each one a pop. So I'll just pull up, pop, 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 however many, and then you hear that they've all gone flat. Tuned by harmonics. See how those have all gone flat. Okay, so I have them all tuned up now. And then let me show you the real trick here. Okay, so if you look up here on the bridge, see these strings are very thick. And what happens is, because this is tensioned wire, the strings tend to go up. Hitting the dog crate with the bass, don't do that. They go up, and then they kind of curve as they go this way. So if you want to think of it this way, the strings are kind of going like this and then gradually bending. What you want to do is you want to take these 2 fingers and you want to push down on one side of the bridge and then here, and just push down like that. And what you're doing is you're causing an acute break angle, just like my knuckle there. I got a double joint in this finger. You create a break angle, and what that does is it allows the string to break directly toward the nut. You want the string to be as straight as possible all the way across here. And when you have that arc, when you don't do that little bend there, the string arcs up gradually, and you don't want that. You want it to go up to the saddle and then a direct break over this saddle. So again, that's the motion that you do, and you're just causing it to make a very acute angle. Okay, there's that, and then we'll tune it up one more time. Okay, now they're staying in tune and everything, so we should be good. And I'll just play it for a little bit. They'll stretch out a little bit more, and then you should be set to go. Some people are like, oh, don't change your strings right before a show, whatever. Honestly, if you properly adjust it or install them like I did, and then do the pop, and then the little bridge angle deal here, and then just play test it a little bit, you should be able to use them without any tuning issues within 5 minutes. So anyway, that's how I change strings on a bass. I'm at 17 minutes. Sorry, I was trying to keep this under 15, but anyway, I just wanted to show you a couple of those little details that I do, and that's how I change strings. Again, I hope this helped. I'm going to give you a close-up of this tool. Find it at your local music store and just buy one. They're super helpful, and it looks a little different now. This piece is different, but same thing. And make sure you get the bass one if you're a bass player, the guitar one if you're a guitar player, and then this is the little cradle here. And it folds up like that, kicks back, goes out, and then yep. So that's your little deal there. And again, I was using the Ken Smith burners. You know, find the string you like. You know, there's D'Addario, DRs, GHS. There's all good strings out there, but these are the ones that work for this bass. So that's what I was using. And anyway, that's basically it. I hope that helps you guys out, guys and girls. And yeah, that's basically how I change strings. And you guys have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.